The SBC is the national broadcaster of the Republic of Seychelles. It has gone through a few transitions that matches the political transitions of the country. The corporation has a public service mandate to inform, educate, and entertain the public.
My initial thoughts on the apps, I was like, okay, it's one of these apps, just gonna use it just to stream and listen to radio. But it's not just a streamer, there's more to it. We can actually engage with people. We can use voice notes to send to the studio and play it on air. We can listen to podcasts. We can monetize some of the features as well. There was a lot of avenues, and we started to think about how we can use the apps for the betterment of the radio stations.
My first thought was in regards to reaching the audience better. In terms of digital, most of our audience are transiting from traditional media to digital. So having radio apps would also increase the reach that we have, especially in areas where our radio stations cannot cover.
In launching the apps, we were never sure of the engagement. We thought that it would be the diaspora, the overseas Seychelles contingent that will be taking this app because of the data costs that are less in these countries than it is in Seychelles. But the metrics show that only about 10% of our users of the apps were overseas, compared to 90% locally.
We have seen that there are a lot of benefits. We have a better understanding of where our listeners are listening, where are they, somewhere around the world. They were able also to send us pictures, to send us voice clips. They were more engaging. The interaction was to another level compared to the traditional SMS service.
Our young generation here, they are all about applications, all about mobile phones, all about devices. For a youth, having the information right there on their phone without having to go to tune in on the radio or having to watch out on TV, you had us coming to you through the app, and it was very effective. So instead of people going to tune into radios and TVs, the app went directly to where they are.
Radio apps have educated us no end and trained us into how to manage content for an online audience.
COVID-19 is a big monster, and everybody is scared of this monster, so they will find every bit of information, and the go-to place to get this information is on our apps. One is because it's instant information, it's at the palm of their hands, and they just click on the links, get the statistics. And number two, we give them credible information. We have a big fight at the moment with fake news. We thrive on credible information.
Seychelles last year had one historical, we can say, election whereby we had the parliamentary and the presidential elections merged together. We used the app to send out reports what was happening around the country, and the app supported or complemented what the traditional broadcasting was doing. We also had pictures, we also had clips. We were trying to get as much information out, and we saw that through the app we were able to do that in a timely manner.
So what has the apps done to the Indian Ocean Island Games, being our little Olympic games in the Indian Ocean? It was during this time that I realized the full potential of this app. I created this channel where I was feeding this channel every time we get results. So we were first with the news. All the Seychelles, I was going to that channel. I realized that the Mauritian was tapping into this channel as well, the journalists especially, to get all the latest information and results and the schedules. It was at that particular moment that I realized, yes, this is a really good app.
TRNUC is a new commission created 2 years ago with the aim of bringing closure to past events that had an impact on many individuals, many of those who are not in the Seychelles at the moment. When we had incorporated the TRNUC sessions on the app, that was a chance for those listeners from abroad to follow the debates.
And you can see there that the TRNUC is still top amongst the peaks of listenership and viewership as far as the contents that we have put online. What we have provided is not just a service to the public, but a better service to the TRNUC itself.
So one of the effects the apps has had on cross-platform is in the promotions of our programs. We are now able to promote our TV programs on both of the apps, so we get more audience. We can actually promote a discussion program, for example, that will be on Radio Seychelles, promoted on Paradise FM, and vice versa.
In terms of the level of intelligence that the apps provide, you know, when these are spoken about in forums or the workshops and the seminar you go to, it's intangible. Only when you get it specific for your station and your demographics do you realize, my goodness, there's a lot of information there. From just a simple metrics of male, female, preference, married or not married, the amount of information that this provides to a broadcaster like us is unprecedented. We are very excited by the metrics we're seeing, but certainly as far as, for example, advertising is concerned, or a particular message to a particular group, knowing who are there already, it can be tailored accordingly to them.
The potential for revenue, it's there and it's growing. In the beginning, there were no advertisers. Now we have about 150,000 worth of advertisers on the platform.
There's a bright future with these apps. I think it will also, champion SBC's vision in digitalizing its services and modernizing its services, as well as in engaging with our audience. I see a lot of great things on the way, a lot of engagements with organizations. For example, NGOs can engage with us. They can have their own platform, their own little channel, so they can deal with their problems, their issues, and with their own people.
The future is brilliant. We have started a journey ahead of many others. There's nothing like this. What that allows us is to keep ahead and be ahead of the competition. This itself is a game changer. It's a transformational enforcer to get to that point where you are able to provide a better service to your audience who are already in the OTT space, who are already watching Netflix, Facebook, and YouTube at your expense as a traditional broadcaster. So for us, the journey continues to remain relevant for our public, for our audience that we serve.